Good morning. How is your Saturday going? It's a little dark and dreary here today, so I've burned some stuff in the fireplace. I'm having a good time this morning. Getting some work done so I can be ready to leave at a moment's notice to go get Benjamin out of prison. And working on a new book with Leanne. We're having some things. Load. There we go. People coming in now. But we're all good. Staying focused now that I can talk to Ben every once in a while and see how he's doing. And y'all are so sweet. People are lighting candles for him all over the world. I'm telling you, all over the world. Keep him in your thoughts and prayers. Send him a little note. He hadn't got them yet because he just got back to the prison from the hospital. But yeah, please send him a get well card and that you're thinking about him and you're praying. It would be wonderful. It would just be lovely. So we're trying to get his exit strategy set up from the prison, and we'll just get it done. That's all we can do. That is all we can do. Just one foot in front of the other. One foot in front of the other. And that's what we have to do with ourselves. We can't, when you join Fly Lady, you're not, you want to get your whole house clean right this minute. You get into this crash and burn syndrome. And I don't want that for you. That's why, and we sort of fell off we had we were going through the baby steps last month, and I sort of lost. Things happened. I can't even find, there's my baby step book. We were going through this book last month, and where did we get to? We got to day 20. Well, that's about the time that Ben, it's just a little bit after that Ben got taken to the hospital. So things have sort of been upside down with me and helping you. So we'll get back to those baby steps, but you can do these baby steps all by yourself. They're in the book. They're on our website. This book is on Amazon. It's on Kindle, and it's right here. So you can do the baby steps. These baby steps guide you through what we're doing just a little at a time. Just a little at a time. And you don't have to see the top of the staircase to take the first step. And that's why go shine your sink. Shining your sink is a powerful, powerful insight into what's going on in your heart, because that shining sink, getting up to that shining sink, is just this ray of sunshine, a ray of hope. It's one more day of hope. Go look at my video on YouTube. It's the first thing that comes up. And listen to the music. Look at the images. These are all images from people who've sent me these pictures. Your shining sink can change your life. It really can. So, next week, we are in zone 2. We are dissecting our paper clutter. Here it is, October 5th. This is my grandmother's birthday, Granny Deanie. This is my grandmother's birthday. She would have been 105 today. She died just a few days before her birthday. Just a few days before her birthday. In 2000, she would have been 97 years ago. She would have been almost 99 when she passed away. And she was a good woman. She prayed for her grandchildren every day. She had lost both of her children, and she wasn't a mother. She said she wasn't a mother. Any great grandchildren and great great grandchildren she's got, but she was a good woman. She was little. She was born organized. She was left-handed, and she was the baby of her family, the baby. And she was just a precious light in the world. And she let her light shine in little simple ways. She volunteered at the hospital. She did lots of things to help others. And she prayed. She prayed. She prayed for her family. She prayed for her family. So, celebrating Granny's legacy in me is I watched her shine her sink when I was with her. That was the last thing she did every night, was she would take her dish towel, her dirty dish towel that she dried dishes with. She would wipe her sink out, and then she'd go take it and put it on her washing machine and lay it out so it would dry, so the next time she did a load of laundry, that would be right there to wash. And she was just a precious lady. So next week we're in our kitchens. That's our zone for next week. But you know what that also means for me? We'll be doing the hot melt sprint. And because of reading, where's Dr. Bosworth's book, Any Way You Can, because of reading this book, Ben is 38. Because of reading this book, it has flipped the switch for me on something else. That book flipped a switch. There have been many books in my life that have flipped switches, but this one did it in a way that God prepared me for. God prepared me for Benjamin's diagnosis. God prepared me. It hadn't happened yet when I read this book. It hadn't happened when God put the Dr. Bosworth's video in front of my face watching YouTube videos. It hadn't happened. He hadn't been diagnosed yet. But guess what? It's in my head now. And I will never fuel my body with sugars again. I will never fuel my body with sugars and carbs ever again. It will only be healthy fats, healthy, good fats. It will only be good vegetables and fat, good fat in meat products. And I will never go back to eating carbs like an addict again. You all know from my book, mine and Leanne's book, Body Clutter, she had an addiction to chocolate. My addiction was macaroni and cheese. Macaroni and cheese for me was love. Because there was a time in my life when that's all I had to eat for a whole weekend. Because I came home from camp and nobody was home. And I was 12 years old and nobody was home. And all I had was a bag of a 2-pound bag of dried macaroni and a can of Campbell's cheddar cheese soup. That's all I had. So I cooked the macaroni as a 12-year-old and then put the cheese soup in it and stirred it up and put it in the refrigerator. And that's all I had to eat that weekend. That was all the food that was in the house. That was it. So for me, macaroni and cheese became this comfort food because I didn't know where Mama was, and I was supposed to be ready to go to another camp the next Sunday, and I got home on Friday, but it became a lifelong obsession. And I understood what my first memory of macaroni and cheese was. And I was able to separate that from my abandonment issues. So it all boils back, and we talk about this at length. And if you haven't read our book, Body Clutter, It was written in 2005, and it is a powerful book that will get to the issues that are going on in your head, like you've never looked at them before. Everything from the negativity that's flowing through there to your comfort food and why that's your comfort food, and just dealing with these things. So next week we're in zone 2. That's our kitchens. When we're in the kitchen, that's when we can take care of our needs. Now, since July, since Leanne moved here, since she moved here on July the 16th, I have been focused with my body clutter buddy, Leanne, on looking at at different ways. And I have settled in on an intermittent fasting every day. That means I am going 23 hours or so between meals. Sometimes I'll have a little piece of protein during the day, just about that much protein during the day. And drinking my water and keeping my ketones up. I'm eating a ketogenic diet. And this diet, what I learned in this book, this diet can save your life. Now, I don't have a diagnosis of cancer, but I have a diagnosis of obesity. And Leanne posted a picture last night on our Hot Melt Sprint group that it showed a 250-pound woman. I guess it was an MRI of her, and all the fat that was surrounding all her organs. And guess what I weighed yesterday morning? I weighed 250.3 pounds. And I'm thinking, wow, that's me. That's me in that picture. That was a wake-up. That was a huge wake-up call. So, all of these things fit together. And this is working. I am in ketosis all week. This morning I weighed 249 pounds. I got below 250.7. This means I've lost 23 pounds since July the 16th. 23 pounds. So July the 16th, August 16th, September, we're coming up on 3 months. 23 pounds. 23 pounds. Because of this, because of what we went through here, writing this book, and what I learned in Eat to Beat Disease, and Why We Get Fat. All of these books get in my brain, and I'm understanding how my body works. So every zone 2 from this day forward, we're going to be getting back to basics with the Hot Melt Sprint. Just like we start a new habit every month, we're going to be getting back to basics on our health. We're going to have bone broth soup, and if you don't know how to make bone broth soup, go check out Leanne's videos. There's one of she and I together making bone broth. And she uses chicken. I like the flavor of the beef bones. But it's gelatinous bone broth that is absolutely to die for. And it's got collagen in it. It's just wonderful. And you can add little bits of spinach to it and sprouts. And I don't eat breakfast. I do not eat breakfast. I have never liked to eat early in the morning. Pardon me. I don't ever sneeze like that. Anyway, So I'm not a breakfast person. So I don't get hungry until about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Here lately, I haven't even been doing that. I guess probably because of concern over Benjamin. But the main thing is, when I eat highly nutritious food. Last night we went to the Mexican restaurant and I ordered a salad and I ordered a bowl of guacamole. Yep, a bowl of guacamole. And I put the guacamole on my salad and I ate it. And I also had an a la carte poblano pepper stuffed with some cheese. Now, next week I won't be eating any cheese. But wow, making your own bone broth is amazing. I know we've all boiled our turkey carcasses. Turkey, chicken feet. Leanne likes to make it with chicken feet. She has a funny little video where she's got chicken feet underneath the sleeves of her shirt, and it's just hilarious. But making your own chicken broth, it makes your house smell wonderful. If you have an Instapot, use that. It only takes about 4 hours in your Instapot to make this wonderful chicken broth. And then you cool it down and put it in a canister in your refrigerator, and it's amazing. It is amazing stuff. And that's the basis. That's what Dr. Boz did too, Bosworth. This is what she did. They made bone broth, and they sustained themselves on bone broth and fasting to cure her mother's cancer. Well, Leanne found chicken feet here at the Go Grocery Outlet. So you might try a Chinese market. They're around. You might ask your butcher at the grocery store to get you some chicken feet, and you can put them in the freezer. You can put them in the freezer. Bacon and eggs, win-win. I have been switching my cereal. Wonderful. It's just a little switch you flip. I've quit picking up the salt shaker. It's changing everything. The stuff that's going on in my brain is changing my body. And it's working. It's working like I never dreamed it would work. I mean, I've lost weight before, but I was counting carbs like crazy. And I was wanting bread and all kinds of weird stuff. I don't crave anything anymore. I don't crave it. And it's because the switch has been flipped. I don't need to fuel my body with carbs. You know how you go, we have this crash and burn mentality. Well, that's because of our blood sugar a lot of times. Our blood sugar goes up to fight the carbs. Our insulin comes out. It stores everything. So when you start feeding yourself with good fat, you're going to help your brain, because you're going to have more energy and you're not going to be crashing and burning. The cravings are gone, along with some of the body clutter that was on my face, on my shoulders. It's going away. It's really going away. 23 pounds. I mean, I wish I had something that weighed 23 pounds that I could hold it up for you. 23 pounds. That's like 3 bags of sugar. I think a bag of sugar is like 4 point something. I don't know. I haven't got anything in front of me. You know, you can buy 25-pound bags of dog food. Think about a 25-pound bag of dog food and lugging it up the steps to your house. It blows me, and we've done it with baby steps. And I haven't looked at losing a lot of weight at one time. I've done 36, 48-hour fast. I've done that. This past week, I did sustained intermittent fasting. Next week, I'm going to be eating more food with the Hot Melt Sprint diet. I'm going to be eating more food. And that's going to be playing with my metabolism again. Changing things up just a little bit. Last night, I ate a lot of guacamole. It was really good. And I lost another half pound yesterday. I didn't plan it that way. And I'm not playing games. I'm trying different things, putting the pieces of the puzzle together to make it work for me. So next week we're in our kitchens. We're going to get our kitchens detailed clean. We're going to get rid of the paper clutter in our kitchens because that's our habit this month. We have paper clutter everywhere. And it's time to eliminate this paper clutter so that we can focus on our bodies and on our health. If you've got this pile of paper over here, it's taking you away from doing what you need to do to take care of you. I don't ever want a yo-yo diet again. Don't ever want to. I can't do that. Now, Leanne and I lost weight when we wrote Body Clutter. We lost 53 pounds each. She lost weight cooking every day. I lost weight eating out. If you know what to choose, you don't have a problem. You can fuel your body with good stuff. Now, here lately, I've been taking little packets of my own salad dressing for my salads because the stuff that they give you in restaurants has got a lot of bad oils in it. So I'm using good olive oil. I'm using fresh garlic, Dijon mustard, balsamic vinegar, and it's a wonderful flavor. The other night there was a bad traffic jam. We were wanting to go to Chili's, and we ended up back at Ruby Tuesdays twice in 1 week. We've never done that. And I recognize my plate. I see my plate in my head, and I have half of my plate in good salad with good stuff on it and a lot of protein in the salad. I had bacon and ham and eggs in my salad. Brought my dressing with me. But I also put some blue cheese crumbles on my salad. And it was a wonderful salad. Then I ordered a piece of salmon. And the salmon was a little underdone. Even though I like rare salmon, it was just a little bit too rare for me. I can't believe I'm saying that. And I only ate around the edges, so I ended up eating about this much salmon. But guess what? I cooked it yesterday, finished cooking it yesterday, and it was wonderful. It was wonderful. So I'm trying to stay away from mystery sauces because they make me sick. I don't know what's in them. They set me up for a race to get back home to the bathroom, and I don't want to go through that again. I want to stop that dumping syndrome that happens to me when I eat mystery sauces. So that's been working. The other night, we went to Mexican with the family, and I had this poblano pepper stuffed with hamburger, but it was smothered in this cheese sauce. So I pushed all the cheese sauce off of it, put it on another plate. So I just had the pepper, and it had been roasted. It was a beautiful, beautiful dinner. And I was really happy. And I kept losing. And a lot of it has to do with being in this ketosis. I'm fueling my body with good fats. Good fats. So folks, we can do this. Next week, Zone 2, we're dealing with paper clutter. And let's get our kitchens where we love to go in there and we love to cook something wonderful. I'm going to be cooking. I have my freezer full of the different entrees I'm going to be putting with my spinach and mixed greens. And I'm going to have my bone broth with spinach in it and sprouts in it. I'm going to have all of this set up, ready to go. Ready to go. I've got meatloaf. I've got some leftovers from in my freezer from eating Mexican, which has got some Mexican sausage and chicken and beef all mixed up. I've got little bits of it just like that, and it'll be great. It'll be just great. So let's fuel our bodies with good food. Good food. Don't fool yourself by thinking that potatoes and rice and all this stuff is good for you. It's not. It's garbage. It's all carbs. Get rid of all the white stuff in your life. All the white stuff. The only thing that's white that I still eat is a cucumber. A zucchini's more a little yellow. Get rid of it. So this next book we're working on, I can't wait till we get a cover so we can show you. We're working crazy on it today. Leanne's writing, I'm writing. We're getting some stuff done. And this book is going to come together like you wouldn't believe. Like you wouldn't believe. And read this book. This will change your life too. Most yogurts has too many grams of carbs in it for me. I can't have it. Don't want it. Read this book any way you can. It's going to change the way you think. And it's going to give you the tools to save any family member you've got that's going through cancer. And when Ben knows how to eat, I taught him how to eat low-carb food. He lost 40 pounds in prison. He lost 40 pounds. And I believe with all my heart, when he started having these pain, he quit eating low carb about 2 months ago. And when he's changed the way he fuels his body from low carb back to carbs, he's eating ramen noodles. Oh my goodness. Yes, I freeze my bone broth. You can freeze it in individual containers. You can freeze it in Ziploc bags, but it's got to be cool before you put it in your freezer. And say you need 2 cups of bone broth each day. Then you put 2 cups in a Ziploc bag, put it in your freezer, and then put it back in your refrigerator to thaw for you to use. Every morning, put some more back in the refrigerator. I like to reduce a lot of my excess bone broth down to, I reduce it in half and then put it into cubes. It's great. It is absolutely great. I boil a cup of water, put a cube in it. Sometimes 2 cubes. So Ben knows how to eat. He knows how to eat. We've just got to get him out of prison so I can go get him some good groceries. Some wonderful groceries for him. Because he hasn't had access to anything except in the commissary. Packs of salmon, packs of tuna. That's what he's been living on until just a couple of months ago. And I think that's when everything got bad. And he's been suffering because he didn't want to go to the infirmary because he didn't want to mess up his parole. And now he's going to be out on parole. So y'all keep praying. There's some wonderful people out there who've been amazing. So thank you so much for who is Ben. Ben is my nephew who is in prison. And he's been clean and sober for 4 years. And he just had his colon and part of his small intestine removed because of appendix cancer. So this is the book. I got you some reading. This is the book. This is a book to read. Those two books are going to help you. The only thing we have in the body clutter book that we're not going to be putting in the new book is eating several meals a day. That was 15 years ago. That was what people want to do, to feed your body every few hours. Well, we've learned that fasting is the cure for a lot of what ails us. Fasting is the cure. If I eat during the day now, I get sluggish. You know, why do Mexicans have CS carbs and they gotta sleep? So, folks, let's change the way we fuel our body. Sign up for the Hot Melt Sprint. Do it right now. Don't even think about it. Just go ahead and sign up. Go to savingdinner.com/sprint. savingdinner.com/sprint. Too high in carbs, too. Some of them are. Turnips, there's a lot of vegetables that are too high in carbs. And fruit really is. So, folks, keep Ben in your prayers. Keep his whole family in your prayers, because we've all got to pull together. We've got to pull together to help him. And we're going to get this done. I love you all. I'll see you at 3 o'clock this afternoon. I don't, Leanne, are you having a show this at 1 o'clock? She probably will. It's free. Yes, that's right. Leanne said the Hot Melt Sprint is free. And get signed up. You start getting emails. You can get the PDF on how to make your soup and hot melt soup and all this stuff. And I'm probably eating less than 10 or 15 carbs a day. That's the extent of what I'm eating. And that's usually in avocados. Yep. Judy, let the kids eat the strawberries, bananas, and apples. If you're gonna join us, they got a little bit too much carbs in them. Can't have many. You all. I'll see you later. Bye.